The weakness of Alieux and the strength of his village. In a small village in the Gambia, there lived a young man named Alieux. He was known by everyone as a kind and respectful person. He greeted elders politely, helped children when they needed assistance, and always smiled at visitors. However, Alieux had one weakness that many people in the village noticed. Alieux was very lazy. Whenever the villagers gathered to work on community projects, Alieux often found excuses to stay away. When the men repaired roads after the rainy season, he would say he was tired. When the women and youth cleaned the village surroundings, he would disappear. When farmers woke up early to work in their fields, Alieux would still be sleeping. His parents advised him many times. "Alieux," his father would say, "a hard-working person earns respect and success." His mother would add, "My son, laziness can destroy a person's future." Alieux always replied, "Tomorrow I will change." But tomorrow never came. As the years passed, many young men in the village improved their farms, built houses, and supported their families. Alieux remained dependent on others. He often borrowed food, money, and farming tools from neighbors. Despite his weakness, the villagers did not hate him. They cared about him because they believed everyone could change. One year, the rainy season arrived later than usual. Food became scarce in the village. Families worked harder than ever to produce enough crops. Alieux had planted very little because he had spent most of his time resting under the big tree in the village square. When harvest time came, his farm produced almost nothing. Soon, Alieux had no food left. He felt ashamed to ask for help, but hunger forced him to visit his neighbors. To his surprise, the villagers shared their food with him. Old Musa gave him a bag of ground nuts. Auntie Fatou shared some rice. Lamine brought vegetables from his garden. The village imam encouraged him and said, "Allah loves those who work hard, but He also loves those who help one another." Alieux was deeply touched by their kindness. One evening, while sitting alone, he thought carefully about his life. "These people helped me even when I failed to help myself," he said. "I must change." The next morning, before sunrise, the villagers were shocked to see Alieux already working in his field. Day after day, he worked hard. He cleared weeds, he planted crops, he repaired fences, he helped elderly farmers, he joined community cleaning activities. People began to notice the change. Months later, Alieu's farm became one of the best in the village. His crops grew tall and healthy. During the next harvest season, he produced more food than he needed. Remembering the kindness shown to him, Alieux shared part of his harvest with poor families and elderly villagers. One day, the village chief called a meeting. Standing before everyone, he said, "Alieux teaches us an important lesson. Every person has weaknesses, but true success comes when we recognize our faults and work to improve them." The villagers applauded. Alieux smiled and replied, "My weakness was laziness, but the kindness of my people gave me the strength to change." From that day onward, Alieux became known not for his weakness, but for his determination, hard work, and generosity. Moral of the story: everyone has weaknesses, but with support, determination, and hard work, a person can change and become a blessing to the community.